Streamlined Backshop Services presents a demonstration of the installation process for one of our lighting kits. Today we're going to install one in a Kato in-scale Southern Pacific car. I was at the combine out of the daylight set. Our light kit is the in-scale universal long. Couple of nice features about these boards: they are designed to be powered in multiple ways. This one's set up for just straight DCC. We can configure them for you to be able to add a decoder. I can add the decoder here and ship it to you. They've got a number of through holes when it comes DCC ready. It'll basically just be ready to go, plug it in, kind of a thing. To add a decoder, there are a number of holes that are marked red, black, was it F1, F2, F3, and F4's on here somewhere. And there's a wiring diagram available on the website, sbsfordcc.com. It comes with 2 anti-flicker capacitors installed. It has a number of solder pads available to add additional. It comes with 6 LEDs. The HO versions come with 12 or 15 depending upon the size, so these things put out a ton of light. They have an onboard inrush current protection circuit, so when you have a string of 20 passenger cars lit up, it won't trip your circuit breakers on your DCC set. The cool thing about all of these, they come with an adjustable lighting. Just use a screwdriver here and turn it up or down. Be gentle. You'll know when you reach the end of the slide. They're a little bit fragile, so you just got to be careful, but don't be afraid to turn it. Just adjust that all the way up or all the way down or somewhere in the middle to give yourself the amount of brightness in the car that you like. They feature at each end through holes for power. The 2 outside on both ends are power, and the 2 inside are for additional capacitors if you want to add even more than what's there. On the back of it, there are some solder pads available for adding additional lighting. There are instructions on the website for how to jumper it for just straight DC or DCC. And if you use a decoder, these will be powered by the, if it's like a TCS FL4 or an ESU Local Pilot FX. Those solder pads will be controlled by the functions on the decoder. But they're positioned at the end so that you can add marker lights or a drum head or whatever other type of external light or additional lighting for the car that you want. So the installation procedure: we need a light kit. Since this is going in a Kato car, if you're removing an original Kato light kit to replace it with one of these, you've got the contact strips already. If not, I sell those in the store. And I use decoder wire, about 2 inches, 2 colors. I like red and black, but you can use any. TCS makes a brand and ESU makes a brand. Both of those are really good types to use. They are small and flexible. Tools that we're going to need today: a pair of Juron micro shears to cut our parts out of our nest. I'll go ahead and get that done since we got it in our hand. We're going to need a set of pliers. These are my favorite. I got them at Lowe's. They've got a nice flat face on one side of it that is just nice for bending. It's like an anvil type of plier, and it's nice for bending little pieces of brass. The contact strips have two little notches that mark the bend line. I just grip them at that point and fold it over 90 degrees. Too far. There we are. I use a pair of testers, self-locking tweezers, to hold my parts while I work with them. I use a pair of automatic wire strippers. These are available at sbsfordcc.com. They do a great job of stripping decoder wire. I use them for everything. Every project I do. So I'm just going to strip the ends of my wire here. I put a little tinning flux on the end of it. Tin the ends of my wire up. And then we're going to put just a little dot of flux there. Attach our wires to our contact strips. And then just like to grab a hold of these like so, clamp them up in my part with my tweezers. And this isn't critical, but I always like to just orientate them the way they're going to get installed in the car, so it doesn't matter which color goes to which side, with just as long as if you're using both ends that you get the same rail on the same side at either end. The two outside holes are for track power again. The two inside holes are for external capacitance if you want to add more capacitors. So we've got our basic light kit put together. This is a foam cradle made by Bowser. Nice for holding cars and car parts. We're just going to take our car apart here. Just kind of wiggle it grab a hold of one of the trucks and wiggle it a little bit. Slip that down in our caddy. Got me a tube of Walther's Goo Glue. You can use anything you want, really. Goo's just an old standby. It can be just a little bit on the messy side. And then we're just going to lay that in there, center it up where we want it. The kits are designed with the thinnest components that I could find, specifically for the purpose of being able to put them in scale passenger cars and not being able to see the components through the windows. And so, especially if you have a downward angle on it, you definitely won't see them. But they are pretty invisible from the outside. So we've got our kits in pretty good at this point, and we're just going to take you want to make sure, I guess I just got kind of lucky there. You'll want to make sure that you do put the kit in the correct end of the car. I didn't double check that, but hey, sometimes you just get lucky, right? And then you just slide these contact strips up into the, there's a little dealio that they just slide up into. There are two brass strips that run along the bottom of the car that connect the trucks together, and all we're doing is sliding these in exactly the way you'd install it for a Kato light kit. Kind of fold our wires up. Voila! One light kit installed. It's that easy. Be sure to visit us at Streamlined Backshop Services online. We're at sbs4dcc.com. Thanks.